Hey guys, it's Ben, and it's weigh-in day, and here I am walking. You would think it was a Wednesday because I told you guys I was gonna do my walking exercise every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just to make sure I got my 3 times a week in. But I wanted to get this part out of the way because I'm gonna be on the road a good part of the day tomorrow, and I wanted to make sure that I got my weigh-in. So today is a weigh-in day, and I was gonna do my blood glucose, but if you guys watched last week's video, we were up at Lead Deadwood last week. Today, we're at Tuttle Creek State Park in Kansas. Only about 5.5 hours from home, so not too bad of a drive tomorrow, but I know what's gonna happen when we get back. KH is when I'm gonna wanna go ahead and unload the RV and get everything pretty much cleaned up. So I'm recording this today, a Tuesday. This week I'm gonna be unable to give you a glucose average on my blood. I forgot my strips and my tester at home, and honestly, I've been eating great since we've been out here. We haven't had any fast food, all, you know, home-cooked meals, and I have eaten not the greatest because I had some brats and we had some burgers that may not have been the leanest, but things are going pretty good. I don't think I've gained any weight. What do you guys think? Things are looking pretty good, actually. So like I said, today, which is actually tomorrow, is weigh-in day. Last week I weighed in at about 154.4, I think it was. Maybe it was 0.2, I can't remember offhand. But I was getting closer to my goal of 155 to 165. I told you guys earlier that I'd lost a little bit too much weight on the Mounjaro before I stopped taking it about 3 months ago. And a lot of the people in the comments said I wasn't going to be able to maintain my weight nor my blood sugar. But so far, I've proven them wrong. I think that, you know, and there are studies out there that show that people do gain the weight back and do lose their glucose control. But I'm determined not to be that average person that are indicative of those surveys. It's the average, right? I'm not average. I won't accept being average. So I'm going to do my best to stay off any kind of medication through diet and exercise, if at all possible, right? The less prescriptions I take, the better, and believe me, I'm on some. I had heart surgery back in 2011, open heart surgery. They had to replace my aortic valve. So, and that's kind of, you know, you would think that's when I would have got healthy again, but it's not. It's when I kind of gave up. I started, you know, not feeling like doing anything. And I was depressed and all kinds of stuff. But these days, I'm feeling better than ever. In fact, I think I feel better than I have in at least 20 years. I've lost the weight from 250. I'm down, well, as of last week, 154. And we're gonna find out pretty soon if I've lost even more or if I'm getting up to where my goal is, 155, 165. Anyway, I wanted to get out today and get my walk in. I'm gonna show you Devil's Tower next because I did my walk 2 days ago at Devil's Tower up in Wyoming. We took a 2-day trip because I wasn't quite ready to come back from vacation after our week-long stay up in South Dakota. Did I mention the fact that I'm now retired and don't really have a schedule? And my son is loving watching our house with the pool in the middle of summer here. So he said, Dad, if you guys want to take some more time off, take your sweet ass time getting home, please go ahead and do so. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we shot over from South Dakota over to Wyoming and visited Devil's Tower. You remember the movie? Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Play the 5 tones.
One of my favorites, a Steven Spielberg excellent movie, back when movies were good. Man, I still love that movie, and they show it every night out there at Devil's Tower. But KH was feeling so bad. She's been sick the last couple of days, and I think it was the altitude and everything else, because I was starting to feel a little queasy up at altitude too after a few days. But things are better now. I also wanted to say thank you guys for all the wonderful comments that you've been leaving. I know I haven't answered any of them yet, but I will as soon as I get home and get settled again, and we're going to be home tomorrow. I'll get to each and every one of them, I promise you guys. And thank you so much for leaving them, but I did read them all. And I wanted to say to Michael Dietz, 1223, thanks for the recommendation on the shoes. I'm not sure about the Hoka shoes. You said if you have a deep arch, a big arch, that those were probably the best. And If you had a kind of a flat foot, which I do, I actually have kind of a flat foot, you recommended the Brooks, and I got the Max, I think they're called Max Air 2s or something. I'll show you a picture here. I ordered them, and I gotta tell you, I hope they're worth it, because I've never, well, it's not the fact that I've never, but it's been a long, long time since I spent $150 on a pair of shoes, right? So they better be worth it. I'm just kidding, Michael. Thank you very much for the suggestion, and I'll let you know how they work out. They're supposed to come in this Thursday, so a day after this update, I'll let you know. The next time I go walking, I'll be having them, I hope. So I wanted to talk about one of the side effects of losing all the weight and starting to get in shape. I've noticed since I've been exercising these last 2 weeks, since I've been walking, my mood has improved. My neuropathy in my foot seems to be getting better. In fact, for the last 3 nights in a row, I've slept almost all night. It's been just wonderful, and it's been so long since I've slept all the way through the night with no foot pain. You have no idea how grateful I am, and I'm not sure whether it's my wife massaging my foot 8 to 20 times a day, or it's the medications that the doctor prescribed to me that are finally kicking in, or it's all the supplements, the B12, the B1, the B6, the D3, beta carotene or whatever it is. I'm taking a lot of them, and I'm not sure which one is doing it, but I hope it continues, because I'm feeling better than ever. And my mental health, my God, you guys, my mental health is amazing. I wanted to talk about some other changes too, but let's do that at Devil's Tower. I want to show you the Devil's Tower. It's beautiful there.
Hey guys, it's Ben. How's it going? As you can see, I'm home now. We just got back from, well, you just saw me over there in Tuttle Creek in Kansas. Tuttle Creek State Park, that is. We stopped there on our way home for a couple of nights just to recharge our batteries. My son was house sitting in my house, so he was enjoying the extra space in the pool in the middle of the summer. He said, take your sweet ass time if you want to, Dad, to get home. So we did. We took a couple extra days at Devil's Tower and a couple, well, one day in Nebraska and a couple extra days in Kansas on our way home. So retired life is fantastic. I'm still getting used to it. I kind of feel like I'm playing hooky right now, even though, well, you know, you retired guys know how I feel. I'm new at this, so I'll get used to it, trust me. Now, I had mentioned Devil's Tower. I'm going to show you guys that probably Friday. So 2 videos this week. It's just too pretty not to share. I was out walking in Devil's Tower, and I thought, hey, while I'm out here, I might as well take my camera and do some spouting off about how my stuff's going with my health and some other stuff. So I've got some stuff to talk about extra this week. So if you're interested, tune in. I'm going to put that one out tomorrow, Friday. Just so you have something to do this weekend if you're incredibly bored and you've got absolutely nothing else to do in life. You can watch that. Devil's Tower is amazing, though. Anyway, so I did last week's weigh-in. My last week's weight was, what, 154.2 or 152.4, I think. So this is Thursday this week, so it would be the, oh my gosh, Thursday, the 5th of September, 2024. So, you know, I'm a day late on my weigh-in, but it's better late than never. Listen, we got in late last night, and by the time I laid down on the bed for just a second and woke up this morning. Oh, and by the way, slept all night. That's right, update on my neuropathy in my foot. It's much better, you guys, much, much better. I hope I didn't jinx myself, because the last 3 or 4 nights, I've pretty much slept all night. Now, don't get me wrong. I still feel it. It still feels kind of numb, right? It still feels kind of numb, but the terrible, terrible pain is gone for the most part. So far, so good. Fingers crossed. I'll keep you updated next week. So obviously, you know, we don't need to do much talk about the walking thing and how that's going. My mood is elevated with the extra exercise. I feel better. And I feel like I could go longer and longer every time I get out there. I'm not really pushing it though. So there is one day that I kind of overdid it. And you know, guys, I was on vacation. So I was doing my 3 times a day walk. Plus I was doing all that vacation walking. You guys that go on vacation know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of walking. So I probably did way more than I was supposed to, or way more than I had planned on, but not discouraged at all. My 3-day a week thing keeps me regimented, and that's the kind of guy I am. I need to be regimented. So I'm trying to get my walks in 3 times a week, and things are going really well. I have been doing that, plus all the extra vacation walking that you guys know comes along with vacation. There's a lot of walking when you're on vacation, and you don't really notice it because you're enjoying yourself so much until you get home and you're a little sore. That happened to me. So I probably did more exercise last week than I'll do this week, because this week I'm sticking to my strict 3 times a week schedule, right? I want to get out there 3 times a week. I don't care what days those are really, but 3 times a week. And I'm shooting for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but if that doesn't work out and I got other plans, then I can do Monday, Tuesday, and then Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday. You guys get the idea. I'm flexible in that way, but where I'm not flexible is the 3 times a week thing. I'm going to do it 3 times a week regardless. So far I've been working 10 to 20 minutes each time, because like I said, when I started, you guys have no idea how out of shape I was. I said that if I pushed it too hard, I probably would get tired of it and wouldn't do it anymore. So I know me, so I have to do these things incrementally. So I'm working my way up. So the last week was 10 to 15 minutes or so, and I've noticed this week my walks are getting even longer. This week they were like 15 to 20 minutes, and kind of by accident, because I'm not really measuring them until I get home. I just kind of feel it out. I think my walks are going to continue to just get longer and longer as we go on. I hope so anyway. And then my goal is eventually to do some light jogging. I don't want to become one of those guys, but I do want to do some light jogging. I don't want to give up one addiction, food, for another, exercise. I don't want to do that. I want to live somewhere in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle to where I'm healthy at least. Anyway, let's get this weigh in this week. I've talked long enough this video, you guys. Let's get this over with. Let's rip that Band-Aid right off. I feel like I gained weight on vacation. And if I did, I'm going to tell you why. If I didn't, I'm going to keep it to myself. All right, 151.8. That's not too bad. I'm kind of like hanging in there. I'm kind of like flatlining right there. Maybe that's my body saying, hey, Ben, this is what weight you're supposed to be. And so I'm going to let it go. But I do hope that I do start developing more muscle. I know I'm more tone in my thighs. I can tell in my thighs, and my calves certainly feel it at the end of my walks. But things are looking good, you guys. I'm going to incrementally increase my time. I was trying to say all this time. I'm trying to take it from like 10 to 20 minutes to maybe 15 to 30 minutes this week, maybe a little bit more. Anyway, like I said, if you're interested, tune in tomorrow, and I'm going to have a Devil's Tower walk and talk about other crap. See ya next week.